Hey everyone, and welcome to the most epic kids part of our service today. It is so cool to have all of you here and to see you all there in your homes and at different venues. We're gonna have an exciting Sunday. So if you are there, just make sure you can see the screen. If you're a kid or if you wanna be a kid, that's totally fine too. Find a space, make sure you've got space. In fact, I need you to find some space and stand up because we're gonna get right into things and we're gonna have so much fun. Okay, are you on your feet? Are you up? If you're not up, you're gonna miss out. So on your feet, okay, just when you get up, just hit at me with a jog, just a little shake out the hands, shake out the hands. Okay, we're just gonna just roll the shoulders out because it's getting real today, guys. Roll the shoulders out, just kind of get them bigger. Just can you do like a little turn around this way? A little turn around this way. Can we just, and this is important, get the leg. We don't want to break the legs today. Grab a foot, just kind of get a good stretch there. You got it, feeling the pull? That's good, it's good. Other one, you got that there. Woohoo, okay. If you can, touch your toes, just get down there, touch your toes. You there, hold it there. Oh, feel it stretching, okay. And just get the one arm over. Other one, take it out, okay. Are you feeling warm? Are you feeling ready? Because we're gonna have so much fun today, and if you're not warm, you're gonna hurt yourselves. Okay, deep breath. Whew. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into things with some epic praise and worship. So find some space, just make sure you can't hit over a pot plant or a picture frame or a friend or someone else, because we're gonna have a lot of wild fun. So here it goes. Let's dance and praise our King and have a jol.
Where
how exciting is it to just worship God in such an insane, fun, exciting way with dancing and singing? It's just, I love it. I think it's amazing. And I hope you're feeling warmed up into it and ready to go. So we're going to kick off with a really cool object lesson. So what I have here is 2 bowls. Okay. This bowl is going to represent the world, which is basically where we find ourselves, that we living in this world. And this bowl is going to represent Jesus, because obviously as children of God, we belong to Jesus. But now the problem is, often in this world, we can get very distracted by sometimes being caught up too much with what the world is telling us and not so much what God is telling us. And so we're going to pretend that these sponges are us. You, me, your friend. Look at your friend and say, hey, sponge, just for now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Hey, sponge. Okay, and do that someone else. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey, sponge. Okay, you ready? You got this? You're sponges. Pick a sponge. The world, Jesus. Now, what can happen is, now, especially with our current situation, the world is full of a lot of negative things. There's fear, there's anxiety, which is, stress, and people are confused. They're not sure what's happening next. Can I go here? Can I do this? Are we stuck here? And it's this quite a stressful situation, especially at the moment. But just in general, the world can be a very negative place sometimes, where we're influenced by a lot of negative things, and our mind can often begin thinking through those things all the time. And we can get so caught up with it. We can get so sucked up with what the world is throwing at us and what they're making us think. And so the more we spend time and we let the world almost like soak into us, and we soak up the world, we become full of those exact things. That we become full of the stresses, the anxiety, all those things, because that becomes, what we're thinking about. And the problem is, when any stress comes on us and the squeeze comes, all that comes out of us are those worldly things. It's the stress that comes out of us. It's the anxiety that comes out of us. It's all those things that come out of us because it's what we've been soaking ourselves into. Okay, I'm gonna leave that little guy in there. But now the difference here is that in the same way we're in this world, the Bible tells us that we may be in this world, but we're not of it. We're of a heavenly kingdom, which is Jesus. And so when we decide to soak ourselves in Jesus, okay, we start absorbing Jesus and the fruit of the Spirit, or love, peace, patience, kindness. And you can find that in Galatians 5:22. You can check all those scriptures out. And so then basically we get absorbed into Jesus, and it's beautiful, and all those things begin to fill us, so that when a pressure situation comes, or something, not nice comes, like what we're even currently going through, when pressure comes and the squeeze comes, all that should come out of us is the fruit of the Spirit, not those things of the world, because we're full of Jesus. And so no matter what we're going through, if we're soaking ourselves in Jesus, all that should come out of us is Jesus. And we need to be the example to those around us. When things aren't going well, we're the ones who stand up and say, listen, we've got to soak ourselves in Jesus, so when the tough, hard times come and squeeze on us and the pressure comes, all that comes out of us is the fruit of the Spirit. And so in a little while, we're going to look at a story that explains this, how important it is that we soak ourselves in Jesus every single day, so that all that comes out of us is Jesus. Pretty cool. Now you guys can try this at home, because this is all things you'll find in your mom's kitchen. You got some dish sponges, maybe you can even wash dishes afterwards. Got some 2 glass bowls, got some water, and this is just water with food coloring, or some mixed juice mixed with some water. So you guys can try that out, but let's check out the story where we see this in action. Okay guys, so we're going to get straight into our story for today, like I mentioned. Now you may have heard the story before, or you may not have, but either way, open your ears, because it's going to change your life forever. So we're looking at the story of Jesus calming the storm. Now you can find this story in the Bible, in fact, in 2 accounts in the Gospels, in Mark 4, verse 35 to 41, and Matthew 8, verse 23 to 27. So afterwards, you can go find those books in your Bible and go read it for yourself, because they're very exciting. So I'm going to give you just a brief summary of what went down that day. So our story begins, okay, Jesus has been preaching all day to all the people. They love to listen to him preach, but it had been a long day and he was feeling really tired. See, even Jesus got tired when he was human. And so he told his disciples, right, we're going to get on a boat and we're going to go across the Sea of Galilee, and we're going to go to the other side to rest. And so anyways, they get on this boat and off they go, and Jesus falls asleep while they're on their way across Galilee. And while he's sleeping, a massive storm comes out of nowhere. And I mean, it is big. There are waves way bigger than the boat. The disciples are completely freaking out. They're like, what is going on? The boat is being tossed from side to side. It's just, there's waves crashing into the boat. It's just madness. I mean, and it's nighttime as well, so it's dark, and they're really freaking out a bit. And everyone's looking for Jesus, like, where is Jesus? Where is he? Why isn't he doing something? And so eventually they go and find him, and Jesus is sleeping, and they're thinking, Lord, how can you be sleeping at a time like this? So they wake him up. They're like, Jesus, can you not see what's going on? We're all freaking out here. We're about to die, and you're sleeping. And they're thinking, this is crazy, Lord. Like, how can you be sleeping at a time like this? Anyways, Jesus gets up, and his first response to them is, where is your faith? And they're thinking, Lord, are you mad? Like, we're about to die here. But Jesus calmly gets up, and all he does is he tells the wind and the waves to be still. He says, be quiet. And immediately they stop. And the disciples all stand there in awe, and Jesus is like, you need to have faith. And we see in the story that Jesus was filled with the heart of the Father, and so he had so much peace even though there was so much chaos going on around him. Whereas those disciples, they freaked out at the first sign of trouble, and we can't be like that. We need to soak ourselves in Jesus so that no matter what storms come up around us, or no matter what hectic things we're going through, that we can be peaceful in the midst of the storm. And not because we do it ourselves, but because the peace of God inside of us, the fruit of the Spirit that we get when we soak ourselves in Jesus. And so we need to have the peace of God that passes all understanding. Remember, we can't understand the peace that God gives us, but it's so real. And so there you have it. We need to be filled with his peace, that when trying times come, we can be calm. We're going to move on to another thing right away, and that is our memory verse. So let's go. Okay, so here is our memory verse for today. It is found in Colossians. That's a big word. Say Colossians 3 verse 15. And we're only using half of the verse, so you can go check out Colossians 3:15 and read the whole one. But for today, we'll keep it short and sweet. So it goes like this. I'm going to just tell you what it is, and we're going to put some cool actions to it. So it says, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. And so we're going to do a peace sign. Okay. And so you're going to go, let the peace, you can do any pose you want. Okay. Let the peace of Christ, points up to Christ, rule in your hearts. You're going to make a heart. Okay. You can find a cool little angle if you want. And then we're going to go, it's found in Colossians 3 verse, that's the V, 15. Got it? Okay, let's try that all together. 1, 2, 3. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. Colossians 3 verse 15. Okay.
Hey guys, so earlier on Tash said that there's going to be 2 stories, and she told one of this, but now it is my turn, and I'm going to be telling you guys the second story. And if you're wondering where it's found, it is in Matthew. And this is one of my favorite stories in the Bible, so I'm going to start telling it. And we go back 2,000 years ago, and we see Jesus with his disciples, and he tells them this: disciples, you guys have to get into a boat, and you guys have to go to the other side. Now, what I want you guys to picture is this. Imagine doing a nighttime boat ride without Jesus, because this time it was without Jesus. So that must have been extremely scary for the disciples. And Jesus left the boat and he went to pray on the mountains. So now we take the scene into where the disciples are, and they're rowing their boat, and they're going while Jesus is praying. And all of a sudden, as they're rowing and things are going nice and smoothly, and they're chatting and things are going well, the winds start to come. And the waves start to come. And all of a sudden, the boat starts to go in panic, and the people in the boat start to panic, and they start screaming because the winds and the waves is going crazy. And as they look up, they see someone, and they think it's a ghost. Imagine seeing a ghost in this time. And as the person is walking, or this figure is walking, Jesus says, guys, don't worry, it is me. And we have this one disciple who stands up and says, Jesus, if this is you and not a ghost, please call me out and I will come to you. And in this moment, we see that Jesus says, it is me, Peter, come. And in this moment, imagine being Peter. The winds and the waves is going crazy, and now you have a decision to jump out of your boat and step onto water. No human being has ever done this before. Imagine being Peter. But Peter has the faith and his focus is on Jesus. And as he steps out of the boat, he takes a step and all of a sudden, he's like, what? I'm walking. This is incredible. And he takes another step out of the boat and he's walking. And he takes another step out of the boat. And at this moment, he realizes what he is doing. And he looks around, he loses his focus on Jesus. And all of a sudden, the winds start going again. And the waves is going. And Peter loses his focus. And all of a sudden, he starts to sink. And he's going down. And Peter's going down. And his hand's just in the air like you guys can't see me. And Jesus comes toward him and pulls him out. And he says this, Peter, you were doing so well. But when you lost focus on me, when you lost your faith, you started to sink. As long as you were focusing on me, you could walk on water and you could perform miracles. And this is the second story that we are doing. This is one of my favorite stories in the Bible. It's really cool. It shows if we have faith and focus in Jesus, we can do miracles. Now, boys and girls, everyone who is sitting there, I'm going to need you guys to be involved with this participation. And everyone all across the region in our homes is about to act out this story. So I'm going to need 3 characters or 3 groups of characters. The first character, if you are like me, this role will suit you perfectly. I need a Peter, right? So Peter, you guys can come this side. Peter, come to the left side of the screen. Give me a Bluetooth high five. Let's go, Peter. Off your chair, off your seat. Come and high five me right by the screen. Okay, Peter, you are Peter. Okay, you can stand this side. Now, if you are Peter, you need to be the loudest person in the group. Girls, this applies to you as well. So if you are like me and loud, Peter, this is you. Stand on your left. The second person, I think everyone wants to be this person, but we can only have one person to be this person. This is Jesus. Now, if you are Jesus, this is what I'm going to need you to do. I'm going to need you to look around your room, look for something that you can stand on, like a chair or something that will make you taller. But if you're going to stand on a chair, you have to take off your shoes. We don't want to dirty people's furniture in their home. So make sure you take off your shoes, guys. Please do this. So, Jesus, you can come forward, whoever you are. You can also give me a Bluetooth high five. There we go, Jesus. Now you find your chair wherever you are and stand on top of your chair. You can even stand like this because you can have a crown and you are Jesus. Now this is my third group of people. There can either be one disciple or a group of you guys. So if there's a lot of you guys in the room, I need a group of disciples to come forward. Okay, disciples, stand up now. Now's your time. Okay, come to the right of the screen. Give me a high five on this side. There we go, disciples. You guys are also very important in this story. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to need you 3, and I'm going to need Peter to say, I'm Peter. I'm going to need Jesus to say, I am Jesus. And I'm going to need the disciples to scream, we are the disciples. Okay, so now we are going to act out this story. And I'm going to need Jesus to go on to the other side and tell them this. Disciples, get into your boat. So if you are disciples, you guys can find a couch, or you guys can get together on the floor and sit in a boat and get ready with your little rows to sit like this and row. So disciples, take a seat on the couch or on the floor in your boat. Disciples, you guys are ready? Okay, so Jesus, you're going to tell them, you guys need to go to the other side in your boat. Disciples, you guys can complain. You guys can be like, but it's dark and it's cold and you're not going to even be with us. We are scared. But disciples, you're going to have to do it anyway. So disciples in their boat, and this is the story that begins. So Jesus tells the disciples to go into the other side, and disciples, you guys can start rowing nice and slow, nice and slow. Jesus, you can go onto a mountain at this time and you can pray. So the disciples are rowing and it's going easy, and disciples, you guys can talk, you guys can laugh. If you have card games, you guys can play card games while you guys are rowing. This is all fun and games. And all of a sudden, in this moment, the winds start to blow. So disciples, this is your time to shine. I need you guys to start screaming, to start panicking, to start throwing pillows in the air if you guys have pillows where you guys are, and go crazy because the winds are going and the waves are going. So if you guys are strong, you guys can shake the couches, but not too much because the parents are in the other room, and you guys can have a lot of fun with this. Disciples, go absolutely crazy. So disciples, have your time. And now Jesus, this is where you enter the picture. I need you to jump off your chair and I need you to walk on the water. Now imagine being Jesus. You know that you're a miracle worker, but you're still walking on water, really slow, really slow. Disciples, you guys can still be screaming at this time. You guys can still be screaming and you're walking. Jesus is walking. And disciples, I need you guys to do this while you're screaming because you see something in the distance. Ah! Is that a ghost? Disciples shout, is that a ghost? Peter, time to shine. Jesus, is that you? You can shout that now, Peter. And Jesus, now it's your turn to reply on the other side. It is me. Now, Peter, this is what you say. You can stand up in your boat and say, Jesus, if this is me, call me out and I will come to you. So you can say that. And now Jesus says, it is me, Peter, come. Now, Peter, this is your moment to shine. The disciples have had their moment. Jesus has had his moment. Peter, stand up in your boat. Get ready. You can be shaking. Your hands can be shaking because you're nervous to walk on the water. Your legs can be shaking. The disciples, you guys can still be screaming and going crazy. And Peter, you're going to start slowly with your legs shaking. Take the first step. Okay? Make sure that you're on the solid place. You're looking at Jesus. Your focus is on him. And take another step, Peter. You're only about 3 steps in. Here we go. And take your last steps, Peter. And as you look at the winds. Look at the waves, look at the disciples screaming, lose your focus on Jesus, and now you start to drown. Jesus, this is where you come along. You can run on the water and pull Peter out. Now, Jesus, this is your moment to shine in ending the story. I want you to look at Peter and say, my boy Peter, you were doing so well. When you were looking at me and your focus was on me, you were not focused on the winds and the waves. You were able to walk on water. You were able to walk and have faith. Now, this is what I want you guys to tell Jesus, what I want you to tell the disciples. As long as your faith is in me and your focus is on me, even when the winds, even when the waves come, you will be able to perform miracles. Well done, boys and girls. You guys can give yourselves a round of applause. You guys can clap. That was an incredible story. Peter, high five. Jesus, high five. Disciples, fist pump. You guys were incredible. You guys are really awesome. Just to let you guys know, kids around the region have been doing this. And now we are going to be going in to Tash, and she's going to be doing action. So everyone up on their feet. It's going to be fun.
Trust in you, I will keep praising you.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for joining us today. It has been so much fun and it has been so good having you all here. I hope that you have enjoyed it as much as I have, and I look forward to seeing you soon. But for now, what you guys can do is go and take that object lesson and go raid Mom's kitchen or whichever kitchen and get some bowls and stuff, and you can do it yourselves and teach a friend, show a brother or a sister, and remind yourselves. You can read those scriptures about Jesus calming the storm in your quiet times this week. And how about checking out the memory verse there in Colossians 3 verse 15 and get that stuck in your head so that we let the peace of God rule in our hearts in everything that we're going through. Well, that's all from me, Tash. We will see you very soon. Have a great and blessed week.